Hey everybody, it's Heiden, and I'm back with the Heiden versus Titan campaign, March 6th, 1942. Turn 90. Dang it. I was hoping to get these guys out of here. We dodged a bullet last turn, but he caught up to him. We're going to lose two more transports here for basically no gain. I was trying to pull troops out of those islands, but it's just not going to work. These guys are done. Well, that's another 20 points we just gave him for nothing. Dang it. Oh, come on, man. Well, now I know where his cruisers are at. They're all over here. All right, here we go, guys. Bombarding Brisbane. Let's see what we get. One coastal gun shot in defense. Okay. Man, we are really not doing much damage here, are we? I need bigger guns here. Like these light cruisers are not getting it done. They're doing nothing. But I got more coming in. So I got some Congos coming in now. Let's see what they can do. Okay, a little bit better. So the battleship guns are helping. More hits to the runway and the airbase and the port. And fires, which will kind of help by spreading a little bit of damage to the industry. So we'll get a few points out of that. But I'm not really getting the damage that I would love to get right now. Okay, no night bombing, but we're getting close to the range at which it'll be acceptable. Okay, we got some bases to take down here. Just doing some dot bases in the DEI. Ooh, what's this? Oh! Oh, we're on the surface shooting machine guns at each other, huh? Oh, dang it. We took a Mark 14 here. Ah, shoot. That sucks. We're going to lose that ship. All right. Yeah, that ship is done. So now we got stupid allied subs operating out here, and we have working Mark 14s this turn, so that ship just sunk. Great. Well, we're off to a great start here. Great. Severe storms, just what I needed. Okay, so we're bombing these troops here because I'm trying to keep them out of Towoomba. So let's see how Kiba does with this. Pretty good. Okay, so this armor is moving into Towoomba. My guess is that he's in move mode here. So I bombed them, got some good hits, and it looks like we touched just about every unit that was moving. which means every unit that took a bomb is going to revert from move mode into combat mode, which should slow them down and keep them from getting into Towoomba, because we're going to attack there again. Okay, bombing here because we're attacking here. Good. And bombing here. We're going to hit this hex a lot this turn. Getting some good hits here. Okay, and I'm bombing the CN guys. I'm trying to keep them from getting out of here. Unfortunately, we're not really doing much damage to them. All right, hitting again. Good hits. Good. All right. Kind of okay air phase there. Oh, now we got clear skies over Towoomba. Maybe we can get a strike in. Yep. Good. Clear skies will help us, guys. So what I'm doing now is I'm hitting the airfield because I don't want him building up any forts that we take down. Yeah, that's the kind of hits that I was looking for right here. This will keep him from being able to rebuild forts if we take a fort. Good stuff. All right. Wow, I forgot how many aircraft I swept this place with. Okay, I-23. Trying to take out this AMC, but it's not going to happen. Looks like he's got some other ships at Wellington as well. All right, here we go, guys. Shock attack, south of Lanchow. God, I'd love to break through here, but with the way it's been going, I would be surprised if we did. Oh, oh, oh! We got it! We got it! We got it! Come on! Everybody, okay. All right, well, hey, you know what? I'll take it, guys. We didn't get everybody out, but we got enough of them out that we can push in next turn. This is great. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, thank you. Finally, something good happened here. Okay, bombardment at Clark. All right. Okay. No counterfire, and we continue degrading them. I like it. Okay, deliberate attack to Towoomba, guys. It looks like none of his armor made it in, so our bombings were successful. Let's see what we get here. Come on. Oh, we're not hardly doing anything. Wow. Wow. Okay. Uh, I was expecting a little bit better, honestly. But our casualties are basically nothing, and we dropped the forts to 1, and he took more losses than we did. So, you know, okay, okay, it is what it is. Slowly but surely, we're gonna make ground here at Towoomba at this rate. Forts are down. His losses are higher. We're good. Okay, Chusien. Man, that's a big stack, dude. I cannot let them out. All right, Kukong. Kind of status quo there. We need more troops to push these guys out. Deliberate attack here near Nanning. And they pushed them out again. Excellent. Okay, Pensiong. We should be able to push these guys out here, no problem. Nice. Okay, more nuisance units have been removed. Bombardment at Malang. Kind of status quo there. Waiting to see how many units actually move out. Allied bombardment at Brisbane. Ooh, that hurt a little bit more than normal. Okay, got some dot bases to take here. Okay, let's look at this turn. Aircraft losses today. 2 for him, 4 for us. We lost 2 zeros, a Nell and a Jake. He lost a C-33 and a DC-2. I know what this is. He's moving supplies into China from Lido, I believe, and that's what that is. 1 wounded pilot out of those 4 losses. That's not bad. Ship sunk this turn. Not the best. We lost these 2 transports near Tongatapu and this Toho class AK. I mean, I got lots of these, but it's the points that I'm more concerned about. Army strategic loss points went up a little bit over at Brisbane. Army loss points went up a lot for the Allies. Yeah, and he did gain a fair amount of points with this turn. So we're losing our ratio just a little bit. We're still 4-1, but we need something big to happen here soon to propel us ahead. Because he's nickel and diming us at this time. All right, looking up here, things are looking pretty smooth. I don't see any activity around here. Toyohara is at a size 5 airfield, which is great. It's going to make it easier for us to repel borders the next time he comes back. Enemy submarine activity here. That's a concern because I have a lot of ships moving through here, extracting resources and such. So, not the best situation, I guess you could say. We're going to need to get some ASW something going on here to deal with this. Yeah, I don't want subs in here. I need this open. Enemy subs are also in the Pescador Strait. We need to be careful. They're in deep water here now, right? In China, good turn here. He's still moving this way, and I think his intent is to jailbreak these units. So I'm going to start shifting units to here to try to kill these guys off. If nothing else, I'll move a unit into this hex to keep him from getting any further in, because we own all the hex sites, so I can move in and out. He can't move out. So if these guys get through here, he can move in. So I need to fix that. I'm going to put something here to block them and keep these guys isolated. Over near Lanchow, a big... Oh, look at this. I see a move arrow. He's moving across the river here. So I think we need to stop these guys right now and prepare to repel borders. And if and when he does cross this hex, it's going to be a shock attack. So as you can see here, I have the 40th Division. Okay. I have more troops moving south, so I'm going to reinforce this with about another 800 AV or 400 AV, right? And then we have the terrain, so anything that crosses here is going to get blasted. So this is actually a good thing for me. I want him to move the whole stack because I think they'll just get eaten alive when they cross the river. Once they cross the river, we come in behind them and come across and lock them in. So this is good. I want the whole stack to come because this whole unit is completely starved and degraded, and I have no concern about it being able to take us if we reinforce this hex. But back onto what I was saying, here we had a big victory. All right, we just pushed out the bulk of the enemy units out of here into Lanchow, and I think we're in a position here where we can do some good. So next turn, we're going to attack here again, and then we can move straight into Lanchow because what's left in this hex can't really stop us. Okay, I need to watch out for this flanking move here. This unit's trying to get into this hex, I can tell you right now, and surround us. So I either need to take this hex or I need to fall back. I haven't decided how to handle this yet. Or maybe just send one division back, right? To here. Looking at Chusian, something interesting has happened here. I don't see a move arrow anymore. I'm wondering if he's no longer moving in here, out. Which gives me an opportunity to close the hex side because I've got these guys moving now, trying to get in there. And I got these guys also trying to get this hex blocked so we can seal this breach back up. Once we do that, these guys are locked back in place, and I can draw down a lot of troops that no longer need to be in this area guarding this. Just one here, so then I can take this 17th Division fragment and move it to here. And we just won here, pushing these guys back from Indochina. Other than that, once we take Lanchow, it's going to be a big help for us. In Burma, no real activity. I do believe his ops losses came from here. He's got a lot of aircraft here, and I believe they're all transports flying supply into China. So whatever. It's a trickle of supply they can bring in. To me, it's not worth the aircraft you lose doing it. Over here at Calcutta, though, I do see some movement arrows from recon this turn. He's got a lot of, well, okay. A lot of fighters are now missing. Where'd they go? We need to figure that out. We need to figure out where those fighters went. But he's got move arrows this way and something this way. He may be trying to think about some sort of offensive in Burma. So I might need to bring some more troops up here to shore this all up. All right, in Sumatra, we go into Jambi next turn. We'll take it by proximity and capture all that oil. And then these guys are slowly moving across to shock attack into Palembang. I won't shock attack until I have people in this hex so that when we go in here, these units are forced to surrender in position and can't retreat anywhere. And then we'll deal with Medan last. I'm in no rush to take this base. It can wait. But by taking all these bases on here, these guys will have to surrender in situ. They can't retreat. Same with Palembang. Once we take Jambi, there's nowhere for these guys to go. I guess I don't think they can draw a supply path. Look. Well, shoot. Maybe they can. I didn't think they'd be able to draw a supply path all the way up to Badam, but potentially the units in Palembang are going to be able to retreat. That's something we need to keep an eye on. I didn't think Medan and Palembang would be connectable once I took Jambi, but perhaps they are. Captured Christmas Island. Enemy troops are still moving out of Malang, but we don't know exactly to what size. But him leaving this hex is a net gain for me because he's going into any hex he goes to surrounding this area is worse terrain than what he's currently on. So if he wants to move out here, it's fine. We'll just weak at the better road so we can get there and block him in either way. Okay, so over here in Western Australia, I decided not to pursue further. I think I may have mentioned possibly going down towards Albany next turn to catch the enemy light cruisers. I decided against it because I just don't know what's down here. I expected Force Z to be in the area, and they're not here. I don't know where they're at. And I am concerned that I'm going to get ambushed if I come around this corner. They could be moving out right now to try to lure us into a battle in the Great Australian Bight. So I fell back to Geraldton for now. We'll live to fight another day. I have a massive force here, but I want to make sure it's fueled up and ready to continue around the corner and do battle with Force Z if that's what's there. Short term, I do see him moving this way. So what I'm going to do with my armor now is I'm not going to go into Perth. I'm actually going to cut the corner and go into this hex and try to stop these troops from leaving. Okay. Short term, I am still flying in reinforcements. You know, the 38th Division. I'm reinforcing this place, and on top of that, we're building up fortifications here, because if I'm unable to stop these troops from getting into Calgary, I want to at least have enough troops here to hold them there. I'm getting a good idea of what all is in this area. There's quite a bit more units in Perth now than what I initially anticipated. So it's probably good that we brought 3 divisions down this way, because there's a lot more stuff here. But armor's going to try to get in this hex, stop them here. If not, we're going to pursue them. And the armor is going to be very effective all the way to here, because it's clear terrain. And then we get in the desert here and they're not as effective. But we can harass them with the bombers and the armor all the way towards Calgary. And by the time they get there, if they get there, the 38th Division will have enough AV in place on good terrain to hold them until the main body catches up. In Australia, kind of a weird situation here. I don't know what to make of this. We did not take Towoomba. However, bombing these troops here was effective, and it kept them out. But next turn, no matter what I do, even if they're in combat mode, they will have moved enough to get into Towoomba. I think what I want to do is rest for a turn. Our fatigue and disruption is kind of high. So I think we'll just rest for 1 turn. Let the bombers continue degrading the fortifications, or keep the fortifications down. I've got 57th Division coming in here in 1 turn. So in 2 turns, we can attack again. Even with this armor in here, I feel confident that we'll have enough AV to do damage, especially with this fort level down to 1. If we can keep the forts at 1, we'll eventually win here. I've got 53rd Division moving this way, and I think there's an enemy in that hex. There is. I don't know why. We need to find out what that is and where it's going. My guess is it's going to Tamworth to try to get these guys out of here. But I'm reinforcing it with the additional units from the 1st Raiding Regiment in an attempt to hold this base. I don't want to... Yeah, we need to build forts. We don't need to build airfield. Whatever this is, I want to stop it. Right. And I got, of course, another 2 divisions going into Brisbane. And at that point, I feel pretty confident that we'll be able to do some damage here. We'll keep shuttle bombarding this place every day. Some fighters are in Sydney now. There's an opportunity to maybe get some sweeps in and degrade those. And I might hunt some of these submarines next turn. That could be lucrative. Finally, out here in South Pacific, enemy cruisers took out my troops at, or my ships at Tongatapu. So I legitimately have quite a bit of stranded troops out here now. I really don't have any way of getting them out. He's moving ships all over the place and making it extremely difficult for us to do anything. Our subs are highly ineffective at the moment. So that kind of sucks, but we'll keep at it. All right, guys. Okay-ish turn. We'll keep pressing. Catch you on the next one.